Photoshop filters. Photoshop filters are amazing. You can use filters to clean up or retouch your photos. You can use them to apply special art effects. So let's get started. I already have selected a picture that I'd like to apply some filters to. Before I start manipulating it, I'm going to go ahead and change the name of the file so I don't accidentally save over the top of my original image. Next, go up to the image menu and select duplicate. What I'm going to do is duplicate my image several times so I have multiple open windows, because today my goal is to try out several different filter effects. Go to the main Photoshop menu and click on filter. Let's just sit here for a minute and glance at our different options. So there's quite a few filters that show up at the bottom of the filter menu. What I want you to see is on each of them there are different choices. So I went ahead and selected one, clicked on extrude, and I got a dialog box that opened that allowed me to make adjustments and changes to that filter. If I like what I see, I'll keep it. I'm going to go ahead and rename my file again and save it. Click on our next tab. I go back to the filter menu again. If we look at the top, it's a stylized filter this time. You have different options on every filter you pick. And the nice thing is you are able to preview the changes before you apply them. So you can kind of decide what look that you like. And there's so many combinations. So this is not like a layer adjustment. It's not adding a separate layer on top of my image. It's truly adding a filter on the layer in the layer palette. So if we look there, I still only have one layer. Now I'm going to go to File, Save As, rename my document, and save it. Now I'm clicking on a new tab. And as you can see, there are many filters that show up under the filter menu. I hope you have a lot of fun exploring them and trying them out. But next, I want to show you this wonderful thing called the filter gallery. So the beautiful thing about the Photoshop filter gallery is that you can see all the filters at once, or most of them. You have a preview area that you can zoom in and out. You get all of your options over on the side that you can slide and try different things. And what I want to bring your attention to is this middle part where it says artistic. So there's all these file folders here, and within each of those file folders are different choices and options for you. And every single one you click on, you have even more choices to make on what you like. It's kind of like asking someone, is art beautiful? It's completely up to your opinion on whether you like a filter or not. The filters have so much to do with the shapes and the colors that are already present in the photograph that then when you manipulate them, you don't know what's going to happen until they change. There are some predictable ones though, like the blur and the ink outlines. Those are pretty straightforward and easy to recognize. But some of the other ones are definitely more challenging. Down here at the bottom, I'm just going to kind of point it out to you. There's a little eye icon, and it says the filter that I'm working on now. And if you look down at the very bottom corner, you're going to see a little trash can and a page. This is the area that you can add multiple filters on top of each other. You just have to click on that little page and it will add another level of layers and filters, a multiple filter effect. But again, you can preview everything you're doing. Remember, if you like what you see, it's important that you save your image because Photoshop does not auto-save its files. Now that we've covered the basics of filters, I feel like we need to go a little more in depth on the technical components of filters. You can create unique transformations using distortions and lighting effects too. Many filters are included with Photoshop, but you can also install your own filters that you purchase from other developers. So filters can be applied to the active or visible layer that you have selected. Different file types will allow you to use different filters. Filters can be applied individually or stacked on top of each other for a multiple layer effect. Filters cannot be applied to bitmap images or index color images. Only some of the filters work on RGB images. So working with filters in Photoshop does take up a lot of RAM. You will sometimes get an error message that says you have run out of memory. So when starting out with filters, it's best to use a fairly small file so you don't run out of RAM space. There's so much more to learn about filters, but we've covered the basics. So go try it, have some fun, and thanks for watching.